Honestly, Shawm was such a jump scare for me when I first met them. It does follow the mechanic from Undertale where entering a shop leads to this full-scale portrait thing instead of the usual top-down view. But in Undertale, the first shopkeeper you meet is a bunny woman with big lips backlit by a lantern, while in Deltarune, your first shopkeeper is a stitched-together cat person with a shadowed eye and an eerie smile. Shawm's also more zoomed into the camera compared to the Snowden shopkeeper, so there's this feeling of suddenly getting too close that contributes to the jump scare energy as well, I think. In any case, Shawm is a broken, nihilistic person, and this reflects in their design, with their injured, stitched-together nature, yes, but also the way that their purple fur splays out in different directions like an unkempt beard, and said fur having the same visual texture as their raggedy scarf. It all gives the strong impression of some old wizard or soldier being worn out from whatever dark world they came from. Another thing I want to point out is the fact that Shawm is a stuffed animal. If you notice, I'd say the majority of monsters across Undertale and Deltarune, especially their main casts, are based off animals. So you could say that Shawm's design borrows heavily from monster design philosophy. And yet, they're not a monster. They're a darkner, close to real, related to a light world, but not part of it. And honestly, don't you think that that characteristic of Shawm's foils Ralsei in a way? Ralsei is also connected to the light world in that he looks somewhat like a person from there, despite Chris's enthusiastic denial. But in the end, he's not that person, and Ralsei can't be a part of the light world in that way anyway. Another thing that connects these two is Shawm's cotton insides and button eye. Cotton heart and button eye. You think Shawm thinks themselves a dummy sometimes? Shawm and Ralsei's characterizations branch apart though in their perspectives on the future, fate, and prophecy. In that, I'd say that Shawm is akin to a bad future version of Ralsei. While Ralsei held this desperate, almost manic hope that the prophecy would change if he were kind enough, Shawm enthusiastically, almost aggressively refuses to give a shit, finding some sick humor in the doom that seemingly awaits. Being unwilling to find hope doesn't mean that Shawm is entirely opposed to it, though. There are examples present in his Shadow Crystal dialogue that prove that. All in all, Shawm, in both their design and their dialogue, add up to being one of the first explicit hints to the meta-narrative nature of Deltarune's story. One of the first, indeed.